Hey everybody, welcome back to What Would Charlie Shoot podcast. We're on episode number 10 this week and we're talking about Thanksgiving. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? If not, get ready for Thanksgiving. Today I'm going to go ahead and talk about several things as usual, but I want to start off talking about the main story for today, which is how to document your Thanksgiving in photographs. Using your camera to remember your family and friends is what's most important about the holidays. And I want to go ahead and tell you about a bunch of different tips and tricks that you can use to go ahead and use your camera to make some memories and to have some fun and to release some stress and things of that sort. We're going to also be talking about how you can get some free photography coaching for your work and also how you can take my Udemy class for a Black Friday special this week as well. So first things first, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and jump in the story. I'm going to answer some questions and we're going to go from there. So first things first on how to document your Thanksgiving in photographs. With Thanksgiving just around the corner next week, one thing I would suggest is to pack your camera for your trip to see your family and friends. The camera is a utensil to remember, to document, and to freeze a moment in time. And it could also be a great way to share these experiences with family and friends and to share your time with them. Now, there's a couple things on documenting Thanksgiving in photographs that I want to bring up. Most of my students always ask the question on how to document a specific day or experience. Here's my quick cheat sheet of suggestions for you to document this week for your Thanksgiving. Here's a shot list for you. Number one, I would recommend a family portrait of everyone. Get everybody together with this style of shot. My family always enjoys celebrating all the holidays by making a photograph together. I remember when my nieces were first old enough to understand what it meant to create a family photograph. I got them to smile and interact with the camera by telling them every time that they said the words hot sauce, the name of the camera that I was shooting with, that if the camera liked them, it would take their photograph. What they didn't know is I had a remote trigger in my pocket, and every time that they said hot sauce, I would click the camera to make them laugh. They started to shout hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce repeatedly. And what they didn't know is about that remote trigger in my pocket. And I just kept laughing and laughing, and the whole family started laughing, and we made some amazing portraits that year. Now, every time that they said hot sauce, just to recap, I pushed the button, and they kept getting everybody going on there as well again. So have some fun with your family portraits is my point. They don't all have to be serious. Number two on my list is to document the meal. What are you going to eat for Thanksgiving? Make sure to document the meal and share your photographs with your family and friends. This could be starting with buying the ingredients with your family in a store, to prepare the food in the kitchen, or sit down at the dinner table together to photograph the spread. Document it all. One tip for documenting the meal is to play with angles. 45 and 90 degree angles are your best friend for food photography. And don't be afraid to take several photographs for each thing and then look at them later also. Number three on my list is make photographs of adventures. Maybe you're traveling a great distance to be with your family and friends, and if so, take your camera and document the trip from the car ride to the airport experience, to arriving at your destination. Remember that the adventure is part of the story, and it's your experience and your way of remembering also. And also, if your family or friends shares an adventure with you, like a cider mill or some form of outing, take the camera and document the fun moments in the adventure also. My family traveled to Florida in my early years of photography to spend time in timeshare, for example. The country club where my parents booked a week at always had lots of decorations for Thanksgiving, all times of different holidays actually, and the tables of food as far as the eye could see at the clubhouse where we ate. I remember the smell of the pie, the turkey, and how everyone from around the world that traveled to this place at once shared in the experience. I took snapshots of anything and everything that caught my eye, and these are some of my most favorite photographs of the time that I spent with my family because I documented what I was happy about. Document all of the adventures, no matter how small or large. You'll thank yourself in many years to come. Now, what to do with all these photographs after you get done? Let me give you a couple pointers on that as well today. So after you get done shooting all the holiday events, take a day or two to reflect. Do some free writing about the holiday and what it means to you, and start to cull your images down onto your computer. Go through all your images with care as you're on the way back to where you live. Pick up the best ones to share with your family and friends. You can share them via email, your blog, your website, text them, airdrop them, or whatever works best. Simply share and enjoy the gift of photography together. Now here's a bonus tip for y'all today as well. If you want to post your favorite holiday photos elsewhere, and you're registered on my Medium page on medium.com, you can pop over to sharepicturemagazine.com and you can become a contributor and add your photography and writing. We'd love to have you join us over on my magazine on that as well. If you have any questions about how to achieve a certain style of image or how to improve your holiday images in general, book a quick free 30-minute Zoom call with me on https://calendly.com/CNP call/30min for 30 minutes. And what we'll do is we'll talk about your photography. I'll go ahead and I'll listen to what you're trying to accomplish. And I'll build an action plan with you to go ahead and get you going on your photography. My goal to be transparent is to go ahead and help you out so that I could go ahead and help you with one of my photo coaching packages, and you can go make amazing things that you're proud of. Simple as that. So I'm happy to go through your images with you and share helpful tips, and I hope that we can work together in the future. In the meantime, happy shooting for your Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a blessed and thankful Thanksgiving with their families, their friends, their loved ones, and anyone that you care about. I want to tell you a couple of things as we're talking about this today as well. I'm going to be throwing down a Black Friday special this week. Black Friday special is on my Udemy course. So if you want to go ahead and learn more about photography, or if you're just starting out with photography, this is a wonderful class for you. If you go over to udemy.com, it's udemy.com, you can go ahead and search my name, Charlie Naebeck. You'll be able to find my class and use the code Black Friday Early. You'll be able to get that class for free till the end of the month. And so November 30th is when that expires. Go ahead and get that now, sign up, take that class whenever you're available. You'll be able to take it on demand. You'll be able to get 36 minutes of great pro tips to get you going in your photography. Now, I want to go ahead and answer some questions as usual today here. So with questions, y'all threw some interesting ones at me this week. First things first, someone said, what did you want to be when you grew up? Well, I actually answered this on a podcast before, and I wanted to be a rock star originally, but life gave me a camera when my grandmother gave me a camera at age 10, and that actually sent me down a whole different rabbit hole, a whole different path. And so I wanted to be a rock star originally, but I became a photographer and now a photography coach as well. I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more in a different podcast this week called Shared Dreams Co. If you've not heard of that yet, go over to shareddreams.co. It's a new podcast that I'm actually hosting. And if you want to go ahead and share what you do, we'll get you on the show and we'll get you from there as well. So go over to shareddreams.co. Now, second question this week on here is, what is your experience with Nikon DSLRs? Well, it's a very general question. I have used Nikon DSLRs for many years. I have a lot of experience with them, quite frankly. I don't know if you meant to go into greater detail, like if it's good for portraits or street shooting or anything like that. But I would say Nikon is a great camera to start out with if you have the chance. But the best camera that you always have with you is the one that you have on you at the time you need to make photographs. Simple as that. So don't be afraid of other brands as well. Now that leads us to the other one. Great transition here, in fact. Which is better, Canon, Nikon, or Zeiss lenses? Well, as you get into brands, the fact is the quality of the lens, this one I do have an answer for. I would recommend Zeiss lenses. Zeiss is hands down, alongside of Leica, I would say, a couple of the best companies out there that can make you some lenses. So get your hands on some Zeiss glass. It's worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. Next one on the list is the Sony a7 III, a professional camera. Yes, it is. It is a mirrorless camera. It is full frame. You're rocking some awesome colors on there. It has some awesome resolution as well. If you were to start out with that as your first camera, I would definitely say you're very, very lucky to start with that camera. That's a great camera. Next one on the list for the day, where can I find a good deal on a Nikon D3400 camera? I'll pop over to something like KEH.com. I don't have any affiliation with them. I don't have any sponsorships or anything like that. But I've used them over the years. If you go over to KEH.com, I'm sure you can find a really great deal on the camera that you're looking for. So that's the questions for today. Thank you for submitting those to me. If you have a question, you can go ahead and pop over to the website. It's charlienaebeck.com. Go ahead and drop me an email, And I'll go ahead and I'll see if I can get it scheduled to answer it on the show, and I'll let you know when to listen for it as well. Now, last but not least, I want to go ahead and talk about one other quick surprise. I got a 15% discount for y'all as a gift for Thanksgiving coming up as well. If you want to go ahead and up your photography game, drop me an email today at charlie@charlienaebeck.co and tell me a little bit about yourself, your photography, all that good stuff. I'll get you on a free 30-minute call on Zoom, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk remote about your photography. My hope, to be honest with you, is that we could work together. We could go ahead and set you up for a photo coaching package, and then I can simply help you improve your photography. I was given the gift of photography by my grandmother at age 10 when I got my first camera, and little did she know what she'd unleash in the world. But here I am today, so that's a very good thing, I suppose. Otherwise, I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you spend time with your loved ones, your friends, your family, anybody that matters to you. Eat lots of food, do all the things, have the adventures, and go share your pictures someplace as well. Again, just to reiterate, if you want to share your pictures too, go over to shareapicturemagazine.com. Go ahead and check it out, become a contributor. I do that for all my students on there so that we can build a community. You can get some feedback. It's a lot cleaner than social media as well. Social media is not too good for that these days. But that's that. So take care of yourselves. Again, happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you for the next one.